Hello and welcome to 7F5R Live on Instagram. This is the 80th episode of the series. It is the 15th of August 2023, currently 9:30 a.m. on a cloudy Tuesday afternoon here. Actually, it's morning. Yeah, it's cloudy Tuesday morning here in Singapore. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you're watching this live or as a recording. My name is Stephanie Jennifer. I'm a CZT21 and I'll be your host for this session. And in just a bit, I'll be joined by my co-hosts, Debbie New, CZT18, and Susan Yo, CZT Asia 2. We're so happy to have you here today.
Hello.
Hi, Debbie.
Yeah. Hi.
Let's sit tight while we wait for Susan to join. Recording of today's session will be made available on our Instagram page at 7forest5rivers and also on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/7f5r studio. We'd love for you to stick around, tangle with us live. These are social tangling sessions. So no teaching will be done. You can just pick out a tile that you like, pick out some pens that you like, and just sit and listen to us chat. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Steph. Hi, Debbie.
Yeah, so if you'd like to find us on social media, Debbie is at tangled.pursuits, Susan is at susanyo.czt, and I'm at halfpen_will draw. All of the prompts that we're using are featured in the 7F5R Challenge group over on Facebook. You can search 7F5R Challenge in your Facebook search bar or go to this link to find it there. Yeah. Susan, what tiles are you using today?
I'm using an apprentice size tiles, white tiles, and I also stand by another postcard size, which is tinted with the magicals. I stand by, but I'm not sure whether I finish today.
Very good.
Yeah, then the pen is the Micron Black, and also a new product from Sakura is the Moonlight, the pastel color series. So I'm trying to use it today too. Yeah.
Very nice. Debbie, what about you? Hello? Debbie? We can't hear you, Debbie.
Hi. Hello.
There we go.
Sorry, I had to go and pick up one of my kittens.
You want to share what papers you're using?
I think it's pretty obvious what I'm using. I'm using a apprentice towel and a round towel.
Okay. So I'll be starting off with a bijou that I tinted using beam paints, and then I will be working on like a ATC that I'm going to tint. I don't know what colors I'm going to be using today. We'll see how it goes. To take out your art supplies, tangle along with us. You can follow either one of us, or you can go on your own little venture as well. Susan, would you like to start us off with a string?
Okay, so for today's string is very simple. It's two oval shapes. So you can have it overlapping or one come after another like an aura. Okay, I'll show two examples. This one oval, then overlapping something like a flower across. You can see, I think it's a bit, okay. Or another one is with the oval, one is bigger, then one is smaller inside. So it becomes like a mirror.
Or like a frame. Yeah, this is
familiar, right? Because our project pack 21 is about, yeah. So it's up to you how you want to arrange your two ovals, or maybe like what Steph shows, the partial oval on your tiles. You can do that.
Very good.
If let's say you find that two oval is not enough, you can add more if you like.
Okay. More is more, yes.
Okay.
Debbie, you want to start us off with your tangle, LunarDex?
Sure. but I might have to tap in and out because I have two very rambunctious kittens here who are actually very sleepy but refuse to go to sleep. So yeah, it's been a bad morning. Okay, I'm just going to switch up to my PM pen for the demo. So LunarDex, they are playing very rough. You might be able to hear them. So LunarDex starts with an orb, and then you sort of close it off at the bottom like that, and then you create a little base for it, and then you give it a friend, and then you sort of give it like a swirl. So the idea is that you can go a bit organic with how you want to swirl this around. You can give it like a tail. You can also change this to an opus. So I have a couple of examples here. Let me see if I can grab them. So this might be handier. So this is the step out. I should rotate it this way. You can actually pretend that they are light bulbs, and then give them like plugs, and then play around with like this is a moonberry version. And this is what I mean by having an opus as part of the tail of LunarDex. Yeah, and then here I have actually turned them into mice and cats. And you can also draw like sweet treats. So like these are tea cakes. And then you can add pearls if you want. So interesting. Some of my demo pieces. So this is the one with the orbs. Yeah. And this is another demo piece. Yep.
Susan, you drawing burger, is it?
Yes, initially I thought of burger. Then I can turn it to macarons as well.
Very cute. Very nice little tangle. Okay. Susan, what's the tangle that you want to demonstrate?
I don't think you want to demo the grid one, right? So I
Don't
will do
want.
that.
Okay, very
Yeah.
good. Thank you very much.
Okay, how to pronounce this? Wuum. Wuum?
Wuum? Yeah, that's how I pronounce it in my head.
Okay. Okay. So the step out actually they start with the dot. So this dot is actually I don't know how to describe it, just that it's not a grid dot, but like a triangular.
It's
So this one,
a slanted square grid.
slanted square grid. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so you start with the grid. Actually, when I first draw this, right, I missed the grid. I didn't see it clearly, so I just draw. Then I found that it actually is, with the grid is better. Then I realized that actually the CCT already says that you need to put the grid. Yeah, so I didn't study well. Yeah, so you connect the three dots, the one dot on top, bottom, then there's a middle one, intersections. So connect them. Then you need to turn your tiles. So this will be the intersect. They touch each other.
Is it a bit like Huggins, you think?
Yeah, a bit. I think for me the shapes is about that, but the way they draw is quite different. So you need to keep turning your tiles. I think for Huggins we can repeat the same patterns without turning the tiles. You do it once or with the same direction, then returns. But this one you need to keep turning, or maybe you can. I think you can remain the same, or with
It's more difficult.
yeah, more difficult. Yeah. So after you have these like hugging shapes, I think this is pretty. So you can have a one, something like this one, the tree or the reverse tree. Just like sometimes we will add this embellishment in some of our petals, the patterns like it's folding. So I think this is quite nice. And because the patterns is very simple, so you can actually add your own embellishment to make this tangle very unique and special. Yeah. Or maybe you can ink it in or just draw it line. I think this is the one. Boom.
By Astrid Reichel-Schattmann? Schattmann? Sorry if I'm butchering your name. It's here. I wrote it down. Alright. Then the last tangle for today is Walnutz by Ildica Boy. So the way that Ildica asks us to draw it is you draw a star shape. If you're not very familiar with how to draw a star shape, you would draw a little 5-point around a circular sort of area. Then you start from the bottom left, going up and to the topmost point, then going down to the bottom right point, going to the left side, and then to the right side, and then coming back down to your starting point. So that's the start. And then she asks us to draw a little curve from the points of the stars. So you go around the shape. I'm not turning my paper so that you can see what I'm doing. But please go ahead and turn your tile or paper if you like. After this, we will draw a little sort of bulb shape that we then turn into an or kind of like a inner aura. So bulb shape. So it looks like the inside of a walnut actually. It's quite nice. I think the inner aura part is the tricky part because sometimes I might accidentally draw into the previous lines. And then Ildica says to color in this star. I think if you don't want to color it in, another idea that you could do is you could have different tangles inside of it because it has a nice triangle fragment. Then it also has that nice little hexagon as well that you could easily fit a different sort of circular fragment. Or if you want to cut it into smaller shapes, you can make smaller triangle fragments as well. But in her original Step Out, she colors it in black. And then another idea I had is if you color it in black, you could also let it dry and then use a white pen over it, or even like a black glaze pen, just to add a little bit more details inside of it. So that is Walnutz. Fun little tangle. So these are all of our tangles for today. Just to recap, our string is 2 ovals. And then we are using the tangles Walnutz by Ildica Boy, Wuum by Astrid, Reichel-Schattmann, and LunarDex by Debbie New CZT. So yeah, lots of fun things to choose from. You can draw all of them or just draw one of them. There are no rules to this. We're just going to sit down and chit-chat and tangle in the next hour and a half, 2 hours. So yeah, thank you so much for being here with us.
It's interesting that we're all using white today for paper.
Mine's not going to be white for long.
Well, mine isn't well.
I'm going to boil. Hello to everyone who's joining us live. We see you coming in. We appreciate your presence.
I think for this Wuum need a very focus when drawing this one.
Otherwise you draw wrong, right?
Mm.
But I saw a very pretty examples in the 75R group. A lot of people did very, very well. They tangled lots of different fragments inside of it. I'm like, wow, so clever. Susan,
Yes.
do you have plans for what you're going to use, how you're going to use the new Sakura pastel colors?
Actually, I tried the color a few days ago by doing these tiles. Because when I think I saw a cross stitch.
Oh,
Then I just
nice.
do the background, just try the colors on black tiles, and quite interesting. But I find myself still not very good in combine using the colors. So yeah, it's something I need to improve myself on the color combination. Otherwise, I will just anyhow just put on the color without any further thoughts
So
about
cute.
that.
It's okay, anyhow.
Anyhow, sometimes accidentally there was something that interesting
Yeah.
come out. But most of the time it's an accident lah.
Then how to do again, don't know.
Don't know. It's quite beautiful. It's come with 5 colors:
Oh,
the pink, yellow, blue, green, and orange. I think it's work well in white tile and also the black tiles.
oops. There we go. I need to wash my brush. Need to wash my brush because it is blue. The brush actually is white. Now it's become greenish color. Terrible. Okay. Here we go. So here is my gold yellow tile. I'm gonna let it dry and then I'm gonna work on a bijou for now.
Hey, get down. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I have kittens like trying to climb all over me. And they are okay. Sorry, I just sat down again. Yeah. Are you all ready for the first question? I think Susan was showing one of the projects that she was working on, right? So what first question
This is the
is actually what projects are currently sorry.
What projects are currently
I know, right?
yeah.
Trying to get to everything today. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
What are you currently working on? Yeah, I know. I've been trying to. The both of them are actually very sleepy, but they are trying to outdo each other, like staying
No,
up.
not sleepy. We will fight it.
Yeah, so they like when his sister is in the literature, he has to go and irritate her,
Very good.
and yeah,
As one does.
it's been a very messy morning.
Very good.
Yeah. So what are the
What is
projects you are working on?
Okay, I got things to show. Wait, hold on. Let me just wash my brush finish. Okay. I have tiles. Let's see. This is one of the sets from Flower Tales. She is an artist, a local artist in Singapore that creates handmade watercolors. So she sent me a very nice set of blues and purples, kind of like underwater theme. So that was what the look I was going for. So I'm looking forward to tinting that. And then, I also created this one with her colors. She has like this neon yellow there. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Halloween vibes. Let's try that. And then recently, Henny Nura has announced that she will be closing her Full Moon Mosaic group. She'll be archiving it, I think. So there's one last Full Moon Mosaic, so I thought like, let me be a part of it. So this is the string. It's like a crescent moon with like a little circle. And then I stuck the word Moon Dancer on top of it because I was working on this collage. So it has a nice little collage. It's got children, and then I put together a found poem that says, "Be a leader, a trailblazer, a speaker of truth, and a champion of change." And then I stuck like little silver stars on it. So that's fun, and I'll be tangling a little bit on top of it. Not sure where, but we'll figure it out. Yeah. So this is the from the book Dreams for Our Daughters. Very beautiful book. Yeah. Oh, and the story to that is I received I bought a copy for my daughter for Christmas, and then one of the pages towards the end was like glued wrongly, so you could not like open that last 2 pages without tearing the book. So I told like the company that I bought the book from, and then they sent me another copy, and then they say you can keep the defective one. So I was like, oh, but to throw away a whole book just because the last 2 pages are spoiled, it's kind of a waste. But then I also don't feel comfortable donating it or like giving it to a library, so I just kept it. And then finally I'm like, you know what, let's just use it for art, right? So then it's like you're repurposing it. Yeah. And then additionally, I've been working on this. So I was tinted using Kelly Baron's watercolors. The studio bought 3 sets of her colors, so I've been I tinted I think 2 tiles. This is one of them. Yeah, and I've been having fun with it, seeing where it goes. I think probably still needs a bit of shading. If I have time later on, I'll probably work on it. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. What about you, Susan?
Okay. For me, yeah, I just started my project pack.
Oh, yay.
I think 2 days ago, then I stopped it. Haven't finished it. Okay, this is the day 1. Interesting project. Yeah, so that's why the 2 of us come today because of the project pack 21.
Very good.
Then the second one is that I draw the mandala because I took a class from CCTs from KL, Kuala Lumpur, and she's also the mandala teachers. So yeah, this is the homework that I need to submit to her. Yeah. So this is in a white Zendala tile, then color with the watercolor. Yeah, this is the 2 project recently I'm working on.
Very nice. So, Debbie, you?
Yeah, so I've also been working on Project Pack. I have done up to, I think this is day 3. So the first day, maybe I should show it this way. First day, second day. At day 3, I have to admit that this one was a challenge because I just don't feel it so much. Yeah. So trying to think of how to improve on it. I also have been starting on my Christmas cards. So this year I managed to buy a lot of stamps when I was in Ontario. And let me just show you just a couple. So these are vintage stamps. So this is like a pink and purple series. And then this one is like a red series. So I'm making actually Christmas cards. So you can see the nativity scenes. So this one is actually from Malawi, and I don't even recognize some of the place names. So it's quite interesting because this pack was a Christmas theme. We have Canadian, we have Australian, we have Cayman Islands. Yeah, so this will be given away at Christmas. Oh, I have a brown one here. So this one is partly done. Yeah. Yeah. What is Republic do the homie? I have never heard of this place. So quite interesting. I've never seen some of the place names, and then some are familiar. So I have so many that I can actually create different sets. So this one is a green one. Yeah. So these are postcards, watercolor postcards. What else have I been up to? Well, I've been very preoccupied with my cats. So I've been very busy also with CTAE. So not that much in terms of tangling aside from these. Yeah.
I can show my project pack. Ta-da! I I brought it around with me, and then I'm like, yes, like watching the video and then seeing, like, like when you're on your like your social media feed, sometimes people complete their project and then they'll post it, so you get to like see it come up naturally, organically. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Project pack is very high focus. So
Yeah,
yeah, you can't rush it and you can't bring it around.
so
You know how with the Legends book you could?
yeah, like do a little bit, then
yeah,
put it aside.
So certain project packs are very high focus, and this is one of them.
So I will see other people's artwork. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, I like that combination. Oh, I like those colors. And then my head will have a lot of ideas, but haven't found the time to sit down. So I got use brain power to think of project, right? But never do. Never do yet. We'll find the time.
Well, it's moving along very fast. I mean,
yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, and for how high focus it is, I don't know. It takes me a long time to do one, you know. So
I think
don't rush it because the quality of your art goes down when you're rushing, right? So I'm trying not to rush. Yeah.
I think when they did day 1, there were a lot of people who submitted it. Then when like they got to day 4, people were like doing like day 2, day 3 still.
Yeah, because it's very high focus.
Mm.
You hear them? They're like bickering. My cats are bickering today.
Should have like spaced it out a bit more and give us more time.
But that's their format, what? Every 2 days.
2 days. I guess their logic is we put it up, you can study in your own time.
Well,
Own
they
time, own
have to
target.
be done with it at some point. I mean, HQ can't be.
Okay, here I go. What would be good? Oh, and then Debbie has no string to tie her project pack.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Without string,
My
Yeah,
Oh.
without the twine, the blue twine.
cross
Well, I was
missing.
ask if I should move on to the next question because it's quite a simple question actually. Yeah. So the next question is actually, what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend. This weekend.
Well, if you have plans for next weekend, you can also talk about next weekend, I guess.
I'm going to the Singapore Mineral Show with my mother-in-law.
Mineral show.
To look at shiny gemstones and nice rocks. It's
I thought you just went to the museum.
No, not museum, mineral show.
No, I thought you just went to the museum.
But it's different from the museum. This is
organized by them?
Sorry? No, it's not organized by them. This is like a roadshow kind of deal where like different gemstone sellers come together in one place, and then they set up little booths, and then you get to like look at little rings that they have, little gemstones that they have, little crystals, bracelets, or the big ones. There's like the super serious collector type if you're interested in that. Yeah, so this current upcoming one is the last one of the year. So we're going to go and see Bill and see Lulu.
How long is the show or exhibition?
I think I know that Saturday is happening. I don't know whether it's Sunday, but it runs from 12 to 7. So it's this weekend. Yeah. But if you follow like local crystal sellers, a lot of them, like the big names, a lot of them will be attending. So like if you follow their account, the next time round that they have it next year, you probably will get updates from them. Singapore Mineral Show. Okay, who's next? What are your plans for this weekend?
I think
This weekend I have no plans.
No
Maybe you
plans
go first.
for us, we also don't really have plans this weekend
Oh.
because Daniel has started classes. So I think most likely this weekend we'll try and regroup and rest. Because last weekend we spent doing a lot of cleaning, doing a lot of socializing with the cats and stuff like that. And probably this weekend we will sort of allow the kittens to go out into the main areas. So we'll see how that plays out because because of my other cat.
Very good. So this weekend spend with Meow Meows.
I think also probably actually we have a very packed rest of the month. So this weekend is good to just be quiet a little bit and then rest a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I think the rest is very important. So we have to take a time out, I guess, in a way. It's also because Friday we have plans. So Friday night we have plans. Yeah.
Susan?
Yeah. Initially, I have no plans, but I remember there's a lesson. If without plans, sometimes not very good. So I have planned this weekend. I want to go to the park.
Okay.
Actually, last weekend, I think my husband brought my kids to park, but I didn't follow because I'm not feeling well. My boy, my kid,
Singular.
my son, my kid.
Oh, are you manifesting?
No.
No.
No. Don't ask me why. No. So I think this weekend I should go to the outdoor to have some walk. Yeah.
So the last time you didn't go is just you didn't feel like it lah.
No. Because I'm not feeling well. I don't know why I've got the diarrhea. So
Poor
whole day,
thing.
wow. So
Cut the
cannot.
toilet. Very good.
I don't like.
Hopefully this weekend more fun.
Diarrhea.
Yes.
You got problem.
Maybe they got
Don't like. Then like who likes?
maybe they got the illness where they like the attention when they're sick.
Oh.
They call it Malthusian or something
Yeah,
like
even
that.
if they like the attention when they're sick, doesn't mean that they will like the diarrhea.
I like being
No. I don't like this kind of attention.
Yeah,
No, thank you.
I think people will
So
think we're sick, like literally in the brain sick.
so funny.
Brain sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually turn the Wuum to a flower. I
Where?
like it.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
I turn into a
Actually, it's
fan.
like the apple. After you finish it, remain
Oh
the
yeah,
corn.
I see it now. I was like, where got apple?
The apple.
So funny. Look like
Okay, I'm
ninja
going to start.
stars. Look like ninja stars.
Ah.
So funny. Then Debbie doing some very funky things with walnuts.
What funky things? I tried to draw Wuum, but I got it
Yo.
wrong. Okay.
Then you were like, forget it.
Become walnut.
Speaking of Huggins,
Oh yeah. It does remind me of
so
Huggins.
I think this one will eventually become a Huggins, I guess.
Okay, very good.
Not on purpose though.
I did something simple. Mono tangle. Okay. I have to do shading. Alright. She's dry. Feels dry. Okay.
I also realized that it's drawn very small, so I think I have to go and figure out a way how to make it larger. Or else I will not finish my towel.
Talk about drawing stuff. Can I segue into like a funny story that my brain just brought up?
About the star?
Yeah. So last time, I was very early on in my teaching career, there's this young girl that was teaching English too. So I told her like, okay, like you're very young, an hour and a half class, very long. So okay, we take a break in between. So I said, you can come to the front. It was just me and her lah. Then I said, you can come to the front of the class to like draw on the whiteboard. So she joined. Then she's like, teacher Stephanie, do you know how to draw a star? So I was like, okay. Then like Ildica teaches us, I did the from the bottom left, go up, then go to the bottom right, then go to the left, go to the right, and go back down. And then she said, teacher Stephanie, can you draw the star without the lines inside? So I tried my best lah. I tried to I tried to skip over the spaces, like this. Then I draw something like this. And then she looked at it. Then she looked at me. Teacher Stephanie is a very ugly star. I'm like, thank you very much. So okay, my star cannot make it.
So did she show you how she draw the star?
No,
which is
she don't know how to draw. She just know that yours is ugly.
like that, huh?
Like that, yes. I don't know how to draw, but I'm a star connoisseur, and your star is very ugly.
Yeah,
So,
it's entitled to opinions.
yeah, fair enough. Nice.
Finally, I have a little bit of peace and quiet. So both of them are all tackled out. one is by the fountain, and one is in the unicorn tree. Actually, right, walnuts should have been part of the, but it's a New Zealand tangle, not a local tangle. It should have been part of the National Day Live.
Why?
It's just the stars.
Why National Day Live though?
Yeah,
Oh,
because if it,
because it's a star. Oh,
oh my gosh, I just
it's like,
said it.
okay. Supposed to be local tangles. I was like, huh? Ildica is Singaporean since when?
She said she's relocating.
Okay.
It was a
She visited Singapore before, so
Honorary Singaporean.
mm.
So funny. I should switch. No, wrong.
Do you like eat walnuts?
I don't mind.
You don't mind.
It's not something that I would like, oh, you know what I should do? I should go to the grocery store to go buy walnuts. It's more of like, if have, then I eat. I like chestnut better.
You should ask Ildica the question. It's her tangle, not ours.
Ildica not here ma, so she make conversation with us.
Go ask her where she's.
Tomorrow I ask her for you, okay, Susan?
She can ask by herself, right? I mean, she
tomorrow we having meeting then I can ask her. So by the way, Ildica, do you like walnuts?
Susan will attend the meeting just to ask.
Yeah. Then, okay, it was nice talking to you. Bye.
I gotta go.
Funny one asked me whether I like walnut, then didn't buy me any walnuts.
Yo, can you imagine she bring it?
Maybe she said she don't like it. She doesn't want.
Maybe she don't like, yeah. Maybe she's like, it's just my tangle only. It's not even I eat one. Someone else eat.
But I think for this one, if Debbie, do you eat walnut?
I'm okay with it. Yeah, I don't hate it. I think it's fine. I prefer sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. And
Sunflower seed, okay.
Susan, you
Because there's a time that I think my friends went to China, then bring back the snacks from China. I think now we can easily find it in Singapore and Malaysia. It's a very big red dates, 红枣.
yeah.
Then they stuck the walnut inside, like tidbits. Yeah, very healthy, I think.
But
Very heaty.
is it?
Yeah, because red dates and the walnut is considered as a heaty food. But if just eat one or two, I think it should be okay. And these two food is very good for health. They say that the walnut is good for brain, and the dates is good for the blood circulation.
2 in 1. Very
Two
good.
in one, yeah.
I like chestnut. Okay. I should draw.
Maybe I finish my tongue.
Okay.
What do you mean by okay?
Can continue off screen.
I said I don't think I can finish my tongue. Is it okay?
I said it's okay.
Oh. It's not up to you whether I finish or not. It sounds like you're giving approval that I don't finish my tongue.
I said it's okay. I didn't say okay.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're giving approval, but whereas I don't think it's something that anyone can control. If you can finish, you finish, right? You can't.
It was more geared towards reassurance, but if you heard it that way, that's
Is it
fine.
because today you draw very tiny and details?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because normally you are very fast. I'm the only one who only
Definitely it's a very
did
fast.
1,000.
Definitely it's a very fast one. I'm trying to draw faster because now got the ball, then I sleep, so I can quickly try and speed up a little bit.
Oh no, when I draw the LunarDex, I keep thinking about the food.
Food.
It's like the
Come on
bao,
lah,
then the
burger.
寿桃.
Draw the
Very
red
good.
head with the walnut.
Oh yeah.
Draw the red head with the walnut.
I want to draw the 寿桃. Or the bao. Yeah, I think this look more like a bao.
Can what? It doesn't
Ew.
look-
Draw the red dot so it become like a different flavored bao.
Or 1 dot, 2 dot, green dot, red dot.
Yeah.
Debbie, do you have any tips for how to put in this dream decks together with other tangle?
LunarDex.
Because I don't
LunarDex
know why LunarDex.
put with other tangle.
How they can because I'm not sure how to put them or to arrange them in a nicer way.
You can draw more lines to connect
More
to the
line.
angles.
Oh,
Something like steps.
oh,
Yeah, something like steps.
oh,
You
okay.
can connect it to
My,
the rest of the angles. It's kind of like pebbles in a stream.
Ah,
Mm.
okay, nice.
my,
So
my
actually, the
thought.
original there was a image that I had, right? It was like the you know a bunch of pearls. So it's kind of like the pearls are just drawn like that at random, and then right your lines connect them to each other.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
Susan
Thank you.
Then these are
can
the ripples in the water,
can pair
Mm,
it with like yoga or like diva dance walks.
mm, interesting. Very good.
We visited the Art Science Museum together, right, with Lauren, Deb Moss's daughter.
Mm,
Then we saw one of the art displays that looks like it was like a waterfall, and then there were like rocks, and then the water just flows around it.
mm,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
something that the idea. Can I see your Wuum, the Tangle Wuum? Well, you draw very big, huh?
Mm,
Okay, very,
big.
very good. I need to draw very big also.
I
Otherwise,
think when you draw big, it's easier. Then you can any other things inside.
mm, I'm not very good at drawing. I think I'm ruining my own art as I go. Never mind. Just pretend that it is a crazy worm, not a.
Yeah, I think without the dot, I will become the crazy worm.
Or I will
Mm.
color in and use. Yeah, maybe I'll color it in. Yeah, that's a good idea. Hmm. Actually, your internet today seems quite stable. Are you at?
Me,
Yeah.
as long as I'm at home, then it's okay. Because my home now got the very good one.
They upgraded
Finally.
or
No, finally after 10 or maybe 12 years, they finally set up the fiber optic, the internet.
or so
Mm.
they did the roadworks near your place,
Yes.
because it's alright.
Because my living estate is actually quite old. That's why maybe not so high demand for the high speed internet.
I
Yeah,
think
so only after 10 plus years, then they started to do this infrastructure for us. Very good.
I decided to color in this part because I made a mistake. Oh goodness. Are we ready for the next question, or do you want to talk about tiles? Or
Next question.
okay, I have two questions that are a little bit similar. So one of the questions, right? What are two things you have observed this year? It can be good or bad, because there's another question that talks about the best thing that happened to you recently. So try not to overlap. It's quite similar. What are two things you have observed this year? It can be about yourself, it can be about your loved ones or your preferences, I guess. It can be a lot. Observations are neutral. It can be about a lot of things.
Observation. Two things.
Yeah.
Oh, I can talk about one thing first. About myself to my son. Initially, I thought that I'm a very patient person. But when he get older,
Well,
from
quite patient, what?
2 to 3, no. 2 to 3, 3 to 4, then finally, I find that I easily lost my patience when dealing with him sometimes. But most of the time, it's very, very happy, most of the time. But there's sometimes that is very challenging. So I think this is the chance for me to aware of myself. Actually, I'm not a very patient person, even though many people thought that I was. So it's time for me to learn how to adapt and to adjust myself. Because in front of him last time I tried, when I'm really cannot take it, then I'm really quite frustrated. Then we'll maybe scold him or whatever. But I find that it doesn't make sense for him. He know nothing. He just trying to express what he wants from the 4 years old kids. So it's for me as an adult to adjust my emotions and try to using the way he can understand. So it's a journey of learning as well for me. So I think I'm getting better in this 1 or 2 months. Yeah. So
You're
yeah.
talking about, are you talking about disciplining him, or you are talking about like day to
Okay,
day?
because sometimes when you trying to ask him to do something, he will say no. Then he has a lot of reason. This is one of the example, but there's many other things like for example when he's sick. Yeah, this is I think when he's sick is the part that I am the only one who need to adjust to handle this. Yeah, I cannot be frustrated as him, so I need to be very calm, even though my inside is very frustrated. But
The inside
outside I
voice very
cannot.
different from the
Yeah,
inside.
very different. Yeah.
Mm.
But I think this is everyone who came through this one, they will understand this kind of thing. I think even it's not with kids, maybe with other people. Sometimes we also like that.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's a journey of learning. So I'm not born to be a parent, a mother. So I still learn together with him.
But I guess also for him, this year has a lot of changes also, right? Yeah.
But I think changes is good actually to me. They need to learn all these kind of changes,
No, what
and
I
I
mean,
also need to.
adjustment phase is what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, but
In a period.
I think even though there's no changes, but because they're growing up, they sure have their own opinion and their thoughts. They always say, "You must listen to me." I say, "No." So it's keep learning. Yeah.
I think also it's natural that, as they explore the world around them and stuff like that, they also have different ways of expressing, and then also maybe because there are a lot of changes that happened this year also, for him. So maybe
Yeah.
also it's like he feels very strongly about certain things that he never used to feel so much before lah. And also
But I think this is also their learning path
asserting,
to
yeah,
express themselves.
asserting his
Mm.
own identity also.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's good actually. Because some some kids they don't express themselves, then I think that's not so healthy. Yeah. That's yeah. Mama asked me to do what, then I just follow. Yeah, can also.
I haven't met a child like that though. Like I mean constantly 100% like that lah. Yeah.
I met before leh. Then
maybe it's not you.
okay, maybe it's not I met the kids. I met the adults who is very obedient when during their childhood. Then when they're getting older, then they've realized that it is something not good to their building their character.
I guess. Do you think? I think also our era is very different from their era. I mean, I mean when I watch my niece and nephew grow up and stuff like that, right? Or my nieces and nephews, all of them are very very different era, you know, from us. So it's kind of like it's kind of like hard to expect them to conform to our norms. Because our norms are so
abnormal.
真的很落后了
Yeah.
没有人这样做
Our norm is that there are very abnormal things for them.
Yeah. Like last time we're not supposed to talk and eat, right? Then we cannot even move. Basically when you're at the dining table, not supposed to move. Yeah. I managed to fit 3 tangles in a very small space on my towel. Now I got out of it. I don't know what I'm doing, obviously. Yeah.
I found that my house today very messy. Don't know why.
Yeah, mine is also like not very well thought out. I'm very reluctant to start on the next towel also because I'm afraid to mess it up also. And yeah, it's the same problem. What are 2 things you observed this year? I think that I observed that a lot of people are very jaded. A lot of people are very tired of life in general. I think it's because I keep in touch with a lot of people, so I realized that life has not been kind to a lot of people recently, and the overall feeling I get is everyone is kind of jaded. And I think we need to place an importance on joy, on being happy, you know, like doing things just to make ourselves a bit more happy. Because I feel that life, until you reach a certain age, life can get quite heavy going. And if we don't like make efforts to preserve our happiness, then a lot of it is very bleak. So my family is going through a season of like illness and mourning, and it's still ongoing. And it has been very stressful on us also. So I observed that especially on the older folks in our family, they think a lot about mortality and everything because it's their generation that is affected currently, right? So they give me the impression that a lot of people are very jaded with life, you know, a lot of serious problems with health, serious problems with livelihood. And I think it's very important that as individuals we make a decision to maintain a level of calm, a level of happiness, you know. Yeah. So that is one thing that I've observed. What about you, Steph?
I have observed that I cannot control how other people feel or think or see me. Therefore, I should only focus on how I react to a situation. And most of the time, I found that because I have general anxiety, my feelings are a lot more catastrophic than the situation calls for. I think it also goes back to like what Susan said about like raising kids, you know. in the moment you might feel like, wow, it's such a big deal. But then when you look back at it, like, actually it's a very small thing. Why did I have to like be so worked up towards my child, you know? As an example.
Yeah, it's along the lines of something you said, right? Recently, right, I saw an article that, is reminding people that feelings are neutral
Mm-mm.
things in
Mm-mm.
the sense that they are not facts. So when we go about like on our feelings, right, too much, right, we tend to build a perception that is not factual. I mean, I'm saying in terms of the article I read, I'm not judging anyone as their response. You get what I'm trying to say? So in a way, right, feelings are always even though they are valid, even though they are felt, we need to remember that they are not factual things. They are neutral. It can be either way. It can be very subjective. It can be influenced by context. And sometimes we don't pick up the nuances that we are supposed to pick up because we are so engrossed in the day-to-day, right? So that article also reminded me that, if someone keeps on uh putting down your feelings, right, then that is something that you need to be careful of lah. Because you don't want to keep putting away the feelings, even though they're valid. But at the same time, you also don't want to over respond to the feelings that you are feeling. So in a way, right, it's not only just like you cannot change people's perception. It's true, you cannot change people's perception. You cannot force your perception on someone else also. So in a way, the article helped me realize that sometimes when we are caught up in being busy and everything, we tend to uh respond very momentarily to what we are feeling in that moment. Yeah.
Another article I read, I think it's more to do with my own personal experience, was that there's a study that was done that showed that actually people with depression are actually more prone to see life in a more negative lens. So the way that two people perceive the same situation can be very, very different. And of course, they say like the brain is very malleable. You can reframe a situation. If you have anxiety, you can stop catastrophizing every single instance that happens to you. But of course, that takes a lot of effort, right? So a lot of it is just me reframing things. A lot of it is just me trying to see, okay, in this moment, my emotions feel like a lot, but if I take a step back, actually, it's something that I can deal with. It's something that I have dealt with in the past, and that helps make the moment a lot less stressful, a lot less like it doesn't feel as big of a problem where like I cannot handle this situation on my own kind of deal. So that's a nice realization. Like my therapist would say, understand that your negative emotions will never expand beyond yourself. So you'll never be so big that you will not be able to handle it. I think that's a very reassuring thought. Yeah. No problem too big. Most problems are bigger than you perceive them to be. Susan, what about you? What's your second one?
My second one. I'm still thinking.
Okay. My second one is Debbie. You have one, or can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. My second one is that recently I met up with like an old artist friend whom was very pivotal in my emotional growth when I was like a young adult. So like I was like 18 when I met him, and then we recently reconnected and we caught up with life and all. And then he was telling me how in the decade that we had not talked to each other, he said like about 2 years after we start talking to each other, he developed like a whole host of health problems. So he has, like my husband does, he has scoliosis, and then he developed autoimmune diseases, and then he doesn't know what it is. He's in the process of finding out, so all sorts of things. And then we were talking about how like in the arts industry in recent years, because people are not, there's not as big of an emphasis on being classically trained. So he's saying like he's a concept artist. He does digital work. So he teaches other people digital art. So he says like the young artists that he is tutoring, they don't know how to draw from their elbows or their shoulders. They draw from their wrists. And then I say, yeah, I get it, because a lot of the traditional artists that I follow, so in like recent years, they've developed carpal tunnel syndrome at like in their 20s and early 30s, and like that's insane, because if you're an artist, the hope is that this would be a lifelong career, right? And then to develop such a debilitating issue at such a young age, is it can be career ending in some instances, you know. So then there was this whole discussion between us about like how artists need to be taught to take care of their health and their body more, and to give themselves more breaks, to stretch more often, to drink water, have a healthy diet, because all of that contributes to the longevity of your own career and how long you can do this for. Because can you imagine like having like you give yourself an injury that is career ending, and then you cannot undo it because you've already like ruined your wrist for that many amount of years. And it's very, very sad, because most of the time these artists are very hardworking and they're very dedicated to their craft, and they're very good at what they do, you know. So it just brought into perspective that I'm very thankful that my body is doing well. And he kept emphasizing again and again, like, you need to take care of yourself, you need to take care of your health. Because you see now with me, like I'm just throwing money at the problem, hoping that I can figure out what's wrong with my body, but my body is failing me. So like it really brought into perspective that it's, you know, if you choose art as a career, it's not just so you do art and you're happy. It's also that I think it runs true for all different careers. Like if you like what you do, if you want to serve your community in the way that you can best serve your community, you need to take care of yourself and your health first. Otherwise, you know, it's difficult to take care of others if you're not in a good place. So yeah.
Actually, I think that the problem is that we are all too sedentary. So we all, especially as artists, right, we tend to sit and draw.
Yeah.
So because of that, there's a lot of strain on and we are not realizing it also sometimes.
I also think like there's not enough emphasis on like taking regular breaks also, right? Like it's not, even now like I talk about it like I'm doing the best thing, but no, like I don't usually like get up to stretch, even though I know that it's good for me. And like in the past couple of, I think a week or so, 2 weeks, yeah, I've had like pain in my wrist, and then that's why like I brought it up to my friend. That's how the conversation got started. And then like consciously, on a logical way, I know that okay, these are the stretches that I need to do in order to ease the pain, to make sure that I don't overstretch myself. But then do I do them consistently enough? No, I do not. You get what I mean? So it's one thing to know and one thing to do, as we always say, right? So stretching, drinking water, going for a short break, looking things that are far away to give your eyes some rest. Very important things. Debbie, you got another one?
Yeah, but I'm trying to make it not so morbid.
You're okay.
Yeah. I guess it's natural when you are slightly older because your parents are in a certain age, your relatives are in a certain age. It's natural to gravitate towards those things, even though, you know, yeah. It's just what the family is going through, I guess. I'm trying to get out oh my god, I just tore it. I just tore my packaging.
Oh.
I'm trying to finally get around to using them. It's only possible because my kittens are asleep. They are very, very inquisitive and very, very active at this point. So it's been It's been fun with them, but also quite stressful. They are very cute though. Observations.
Yeah, I thought mine.
Okay, you go first.
I say first. Okay. I think I can't remember it's early this year or when I realized something that about the people normally says that I need to find my me time to do the things that I want. So last time I also think that okay, I need to have this my me time. So sometimes I'll just go out alone, then go to any coffee shop or cafe to sit down alone and do something. Then I realized that most of the things that I do maybe is just sitting there drinking a coffee, then browse my handphone for some social media, then or maybe read some books. Then recently I found that actually it's not so this me time is just that I do something I like without any other people disturbing me. But recently I found that the quality me time will be the time where you have some activities to connect to yourself. Like maybe because I draw the neurographical, from there I able to connect to myself to maybe listen the inner voice that what I'm actually having in my mind,
That's
some
why
of the
it's really
challenges.
connect to yourself, right?
Because last time when me time is still connecting to outer world,
Just
browsing the
not people to
social
bother
media.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, just don't kacau me. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
me time because it's me. But if we go more in depth, it's actually really go into me, the one that inside me. Then from there is a quality me time that actually benefits us. Yeah, this is something that I realized and I found so happy that I finally realized this.
You need to decompress also, I guess,
Mm.
from things.
Then I also find sunlight is very good and very important. That's the time that didn't go out for so long, maybe a week. Then I find that I'm very down. Then like my whole body is not functioning as normal as it is. So once if you have the chance to go out to have some sunlight, yeah, then it's good.
So you are light sensitive, I suppose.
And the light sensitive, no lah. That one I think is the just the body. I don't know
I
about
think
the skin.
I
Like,
know. It's because vitamin D.
Yeah,
Your body converts
vitamin
sunlight.
D.
you are light sensitive, so you don't have enough vitamin D. You feel it stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my mother has winter depression, so she cannot stay in countries with long winters because when she don't see the sun, then she'll get depression. But it's only triggered by the fact that there's no sun. So it's quite funny. But I mean, not funny, haha. Funny is in like it's an interesting thing that like some people, like Debbie says, are light sensitive. Then they don't like, then they become sad. But yeah, vitamin D, apparently a lot of people lacking. So can go and take synthetic vitamin D if you cannot sit out in the sun. Sitting out in the sun too long also no good. Give you skin cancer. So do also cannot. Don't do also.
No, I just go out and sweat a little bit, and okay, just come in.
Very good.
Expose a bit.
Sunblock. Yeah, but if you put sunblock, you won't get vitamin D. That's the problem.
No, you still.
But I think it's the emotion that you see lights.
Oh.
Then you feel better.
So you think psychological.
You feel warm. Then you feel active. Yeah.
Yeah. See, mental health very simple. Just eat healthy, exercise.
Like the way
get some sunlight.
Give people the wrong impression. 我们自己编的。
No, this is just a personal sharing, not from the doctor or any professional. Okay.
No, the professional.
This is Okay.
It sounds so simple, but then it's actually very difficult to do consistently.
Yeah, especially for those people who wake up early, go to work, then when they finish their work, it's already sunset. So it's hard for them to get the sunlight actually.
You can buy the bulbs that mimic the sun.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently that's like treatment for people who have winter depression. You buy this lamp, you pretend to be the sun, then you won't feel so sad. Which sounds so
But
funny.
if you live in Singapore and Malaysia, you
Okay
do
lah,
that,
can
people will
lah.
find funny. You just walk out, you get the sunlight.
Free one, don't need to pay.
Free one ah.
So funny. Debbie, you like, what's your second one?
I observed that right, gradually my autoimmune response is not so severe as it was earlier this year. So I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Because
What bad thing?
Hello?
yeah, so I'm trying to explain. Yeah, because you see, when there is an autoimmune response, right, the moment something that is potentially harmful goes into your system, your body reacts, right? So now the problem is that you don't know when it's harmful, when there's no more response. So you have to be extra careful that you are not accidentally eating something that is potentially harmful. So basically, your immune system is the one that triggers the response, right? It doesn't mean that the item is no longer harmful or whatever. It's just that your system is not triggering anymore, like, or as strongly as before. So right now, although my response isn't that great as before, right, I also don't really feel at ease just going back to a regular diet or everything lah. So basically, when I am aware that it has triggered my body previously, I can avoid it lah. I can still choose to avoid it. But sometimes I might just accidentally take something that gives me some other issue other than the autoimmune response. So with the autoimmune response, right, it functions as a warning sign also. Presumably lah, you call it a warning sign, that's why it's a response, right? Yeah. So without the response also, it's like for me, it's a learning process lah, because I then have to be more cautious, and more alert. So I don't want to sort of go back to that era where my body will react with everything and anything, you know. So that is why I have to be alert lah. Even though the response is not as strong. I'm not sure I like the colors that I've added. The colors are nice, but I don't think I've done them very well. Very pink.
I've lost my bijou. Oh, okay, never mind. Found it. I was like, where did I put it down?
Why you need a bijou for?
I drew on it. Then I need to shade it. Then I'm like, where did I put it? Placed it down somewhere that is gone.
Very fast, huh? Still on my first.
I am going to shade it.
Suddenly I realized I forgot my jelly roll.
Oh,
All black and brown.
Accent colours.
Accent color.
Accent colours. That's why when I do Renaissance tar, I always forget to use the brown pen. I'm like, oh yeah, supposed to have changed pens like 2 minutes ago. 20 minutes ago, not even 2 minutes. 20 minutes ago. Must put a little post-it note next to you, you know. Remember to use. Then you look at it. Oh yeah.
Set a timer for phone like every
Yeah,
week.
set
Yeah, yeah.
timer.
Ding ding. Then you're like, yes. That's why I like classes. Attending classes. Then the teacher will say, okay, now change over to your other pen. Then you, okay, yes, can remember.
Yeah.
Someone help you remember.
Mm.
Very good. So, Susan, when you're the teacher, what do you do?
When I'm teacher. Because I sure I will put a tiles, the sample tiles in front of me to
so you
remind
just
me.
follow.
But
Okay.
sometimes they still have time that I've totally forgot.
No,
Then I'll say, Zentangle has no
no
mistake.
mistakes. Very good. Good save.
Very good reason. Yeah.
My other one is okay, so we all did this tile today. Next time when you all go home, this is another example that you can do. Then you show the example tile.
Oh yeah.
I should do red. Maybe. Oh, got cat fur in my watercolor. Great. Oh my gosh, it's dried onto it. Oh no.
Okay, sit here, please. Don't walk into my towel.
It's okay. She will help you. Or he will help you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Help you to thin the towel.
You to pour a bit. Yeah, see now looks so much nicer.
Okay, my workspace is getting very cramped.
Very good. Share.
Yeah, please don't eat the watercolor. No, don't touch. Please, thank you. I don't want your paws later.
Did I bring my white jelly? I think I did. Okay. For those of you all just joining us, hi, hello, we see you. We are using 2 ovals as our string. Oh, that's a bit too zoomed in. 2 ovals as our string, and then we did Walnutz by Ildica, Wuum by Astrid, Reichel-Schattmann, and LunarDex by Debbie New. Lots of fun, different tangles. If you'd like to watch a replay of today's session, you can go to @7forest5rivers on Instagram and also on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/7f5r studio. Yeah, please, if you tangle along with us, to post it in our Facebook group, 7f5r challenge.
2 more questions, you know.
Yeah, I'm just running through.
I thought you're closing.
No, I'm not closing. And then
Sounds like
because a lot of people came in all at once. And then Debbie is @tangle.pursuits, Susan is @susanyo.czt, and I'm @halfpen_will. Yeah, lots of fun.
because I think we crossed a certain time limit and then it sort of triggers an alert. I mean Instagram.
You want to ask your questions, Debbie?
I don't know, are we all ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 more questions left. What was the best thing that happened to you recently? So recently being like maybe June to August, that kind of recent. Don't tell me like 3 years ago or something.
Recent. It's recent in the spectrum of life.
Yeah.
Best thing that happened recently.
I can think of one. I will call it one of the better things that happened this year. So so one of the better things that happened this year is Dasher. Hi Dasher. Say hi Dasher. Yeah. So he's here. Yeah. Climbing all over. Yeah. He and his sister. So Dixie is the other good thing that happened. Yeah. They brought a lot of joy into the household. Please don't buy anything. Thank you. Don't eat the watercolor. Yeah, I'm glad they are not really. He's not very food motivated, but the sister is. Hey, don't do that. Come. Okay, come back. Yeah.
Susan, what's the best thing that happened to you recently?
I think the best thing is that enroll my son to the school, because after this actually brings a lot of good things. First of the things is actually he got the chance to play or connect with other kids. Then the other more good things that coming after it is I managed to learn from the parents from a lot of new things, new knowledge and ideas. Then recently, because during our Malaysian National Days, they are going to have a charity run in one of our park here. So they are asking for the volunteer to do some works. Then there's one thing, it is about the face drawing.
Face painting. Yeah.
Face painting, yeah. So they asking for volunteer. Then I say that I do not know. I have no experience on that, but it sounds interesting. So can I be the volunteer? Then he says, sure. Then they will give the one of the parents who is experienced with it, says that they will give the training for us. I say, okay, great. So I'm going to take. Huh?
So cute. Train you how to draw tiger, butterfly.
Yeah, the unicorn.
Very good.
Training.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised.
Huh?
Didn't know it.
The one. The patterns that they show is very advanced, and I thought that whether can I make it because it's the colors can. Okay, I really have you tried before?
No, but I believe in you, Susan.
Thank you. But I think the floral things I think still okay, but for like unicorn, tigers,
But more realistic ones.
yeah. I'm worried that after I paint on the kid's face, then they say
like,
so ugly. Yeah.
Auntie Susan, sorry, I asked for unicorn. What's this?
Corn.
You asked for unicorn? I only heard the behind part.
The jargon.
Yeah.
You con them.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
But it's free. This is free. Okay, so.
Then you went to the child start complaining. It's free, okay?
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah. It's very beautiful actually. Then I asked my son, which one you want? Then he says unicorn. Then I said, no, can you choose a simpler one for me?
That is not a true choice already. I will draw this for you, okay?
You ask
so funny.
you to choose, then you reject him.
No, I don't know how.
I know. I thought she would say fire trucks. That one I very good.
So funny.
Because it's just lie the square.
On face.
He don't know ma.
Wow.
He never saw before, so I thought.
Okay, practice. So you use your son as a guinea pig to practice.
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I haven't went for the training.
Oh,
I think the one is 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Let us know how it goes.
So very good.
So funny.
A lot of chance for me to learn new things.
Very good. Last time when Singapore had like the army, what do they call it? It's like they show all their trucks and all, and then they have like yeah. I know they still have, but I'm saying like last time in my childhood, I remember they also had like face painting, but it's not like Susan's one when I got tiger, unicorn. Theirs is we just do the camouflage.
Oh.
Then
Oh, that one easy. That one no mistake.
yeah, very good. So they have the pit, and then they have two lines, and then you can take a line, queue up, and then you can get either your hand painted or your face painted. So a lot of the girls that were there, they chose their hand because they don't want to get their face painted. Then a lot of the boys, more of them, chose face paint. So then I show up. Then after that, I'm like, hello. Then he's like, hello. And then I'm like, okay, I would like to get my face painted. And then the guy, very nervous, then he's like, where's your parents? I call my mom over. I'm like, yeah, what's the problem? She wants to get her face painted. Then she's like, uh-huh. And then the guy's like, is that okay? Then she's like, yeah, of course, it's her face, not it's her decision. Then she's like, okay, just letting you know, some of the girls, after they get their face painted, they will cry. Then she's like, no, I don't think she will. She'll be okay. Then okay. Then he asked me like two more times, are you okay? Are you sure? And then I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Then he paint. And then paint halfway, he's like, you sure or not? Then he's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. So he finished and he showed me in the mirror. Then I'm like, thank you very much. And then I'm very happy. Yeah. So it was quite funny that he's so concerned. Can you imagine? Hi, Susan, you paint someone's face and then the person cry. I don't want it.
I have to wash your face.
Yeah. The toilet, go straight, turn to your right.
Ah.
So funny.
So I should prepare a lot of facial tissue.
Yeah.
In case.
The wet. The baby
Wet.
wipe for face can use. Very good. So
Yo.
The thing
oh, gosh.
used for the camo is very thick. So
It is, yeah.
So probably that is harder to come off also.
It stains. Some of the colors stain, I remember.
And there's a smell also, right?
Well, it just smells kind of like greasy because it has to be oil based in order to stay right with your sweat and all. So I remember it being greasy and thick, like the greasy is thick. I think
So what happened is some people skin allergy.
I think it's made to be skin
NS.
sensitive. Cause can you imagine? It has to be for everyone, right?
Yeah, no.
But it's quite funny.
I think
Make everyone cry.
I think the army doesn't really have like concern whether you are sensitive skin or not. They just make you do.
Probably it's like vegetable based some shit. Make it easy to use. But quite funny. Boah already then cry. Very good. Are you sure? Are you sure? 100% plus chop sure?
No matter how a kid tell you it's sure, still not sure.
Very good. So funny. What's the question? Sorry, got distracted. Lost the question.
What was the best thing that happened to you recently, right?
Oh yeah. Well, the other day, it sounds like so long ago. Last weekend, my husband went for surgery, a very minor surgery, and he came out okay. So it's been a weekend and a half, but he's been planning to have this procedure done for a while already. And finally, he's like, okay, let's just go see a specialist, schedule it in. So finally, it's done. It's over. And he's okay. I remember when I went for like dental work, it's a separate scenario. Like, I remember going for dental and then they're like, oh, you need to go under general anesthesia. Then I was like, okay. And then my dentist told me like the risks are that if you go under general anesthesia, every single time after that, there's an increased risk that you might not wake up. So you must understand the risks that you're taking. And I say, yeah, okay, I understand. So I have sign waiver and all that. So when he was like scheduling his own surgery, I kept like thinking about that. And then he's had like a general anesthesia surgery under general anesthesia before when he was a teenager. So I kept thinking about that and I kept worrying. So I'm glad that he's okay. He's out. He's as okay as he can be. No complications. A minor procedure, but things can always happen, right?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he's okay. So yeah, best thing that happened, having my husband back home and okay and coherent and no harm done to him, except for the surgery itself, lah. But like, there's not really harm. There's just surgery. So yeah, best thing that happened. Do we have one more question?
Yeah.
Okay. Susan, do you want to talk about your towel before we do the last question?
My towel still looks very funny, but I think it's okay. So there's a walnuts, two walnuts flower.
Nice.
Then the Wuum also like flower kind of patterns. Then the LunarDex.
Is it
I managed to know. Yeah.
is it you purposely make it into a heart shape?
Which one? Oh, it's actually two overlapping over. Then, and now I found that it's quite cute if it's a heart shape.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
so become like this. Yeah. But if putting in these directions, then the LunarDex is quite weird lah. So this one okay lah.
Okay.
Using this direction.
You got a bow.
About
Yes.
then also these things I also don't know what is this. But just giving it two eyes. Cats, huh? Okay lah. Because I don't want to say that I draw a cat. End up people say it's not like a cat.
So bad.
So I just
Who said that? Beat them
I
up.
say some. I would say that because sometimes I really in my mind I want to draw a cat, but end up it's not.
Yo, then if
Then
you draw people's
cannot.
face, how? Auntie Susan, can I be a tiger?
No,
Okay,
no,
then
but-
draw.
Okay, you ask the other mama besides to draw the unicorn. I draw the flowers only.
Oh my goodness, 她很忙. She'll be very busy.
Yeah.
Later, like the small girl, Teacher Stephanie, your star very ugly.
Very ugly.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Oh my goodness. Debbie, you want to share your towel?
I think I can only finish one today, even though I had a second one, which is not yet started. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 walnuts.
Oh, you managed to have 6 walnuts.
Yeah,
They're very tiny, your walnuts.
yeah. I managed to have 6. Then
Nice.
I have 4 or 5 LunarDex, Wuum and Huggins, which was actually drawn wrongly. Yeah. And then I squeezed in the seeds. So I'm basically coloring as I go.
Very happening, your towel.
Not very planned this tile. Yeah. And I'm trying to think of what I'm going to use to, add more colors in terms of. But I'm also afraid that I'll overwhelm me because there's so many different colors already.
Is the walnuts in pink or purple?
Actually, it's pink and red. And my purple doesn't seem to be very bright, so I might have to add another layer. Yeah. I'll figure it out eventually, I guess. One of those things. Yeah. Steph, talk about your towel.
I only am like Susan, I only got draw 2 walnuts. Very small. But I really like how this towel turned out. I'm very happy with this towel. This is LunarDex with walnuts, just 2 tangles. And then I just added some tipple here and there. But I like the whole free flowing. And then it's kind of like a I use blue to contrast against the orange of the background. And then I like how it kind of became teal, the walnuts sort of became teal color. So it kind of looks aquatic almost. So it's nice, it's free floating and some golden water.
Unripe walnut.
Yeah. So it's quite cute. Yeah, you can see some of the gold accents in the background. Yeah, I really like how this towel turned out. And then my bijou is going. I will probably need to add some shading. I will probably need to add some shading in either colored pencils or probably the Faber-Castell Pitt pencil will probably work well on this because it's not going as dark as I want it to. But I think I'm overworking the towel. I think because paper isn't suited for so many washes of watercolor. So like every time I try to go over the existing color, it just keeps lifting.
What paper are you using?
It's an original Zentangle Bijou towel, but I think I've overworked because there was like a base color and then I added more color on top of it. So it's just the
It's not
paper is
meant
like,
to
I'm
be
done.
so wet,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So the paper is like, nah, I'm done. I'm not going to take on any more layers. So my fault lah, not his fault. So have to look
But I
at
think
it.
with the white charcoal would be nice.
Yeah.
The
So I'm going to
highlights.
like
No?
darken it a bit more and then add some white highlights for it. Yeah, it'll be nice. Yeah, having fun. Having fun.
Are you ready for the last question?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have a short-term goal for the remaining months of 2023? Like, like the year is going by very quick, right? Is there like a short-term goal that you might have?
Short-term goal. Susan's goal is to learn to draw unicorns.
The one is very short term. Just end of this month, I need to perform
short.
already.
Still,
Super
Too short.
yeah, still works.
So funny.
Short term until end of this year.
Well, if it's this month, it's this month lah. So I have to think first.
No.
Yeah. I think my main short-term goal right now is to get my cats all getting along.
Very good. Good
That-
goal.
That is my biggest short-term goal right now. Because it's kind of difficult to have different zones in the house perpetually going. So every day the zones change.
Very good.
Yeah, and my older cat, I'm very worried that we will stress her out accidentally. So the sooner that we can get them all to get along, actually is the better for everyone lah. But I also cannot rush things because I don't want her to be stressed out.
Marcin, why can't we be friends to do this?
She's actually taking it very well already. She has seen them at close range once, and today I put her on a perch in their room, rather the room that I'm in basically, which is my wardrobe area and my study area, and they seem a bit calmer when she's around, because she will keep hissing at them. So she's kind of like the referee right now. But other than that, she hasn't sniffed them or gone very close to them. I think it's too soon for that. So I'm still monitoring. So she was here in this room for, I think, probably an hour before she asked to go outside, and then I brought her outside. So we're taking baby steps. I think it's very promising. But yeah, that's a short-term goal that I have. Yeah.
My short-term goal is to read more books by the end of the year and also to connect with some people from my past because my soul has been telling me that I need to check up on these few people whom had impact my life when I was much younger. So I'm like slowly reconnecting with them just to check in on them, you know? So yeah, goals for the rest of the year. Read more. Susan? What will you be up to for the rest of the year?
Rest of the year. And one thing that I can think of is the neurographical workshops that I want to conduct. So yeah, so because for these few months, I'm actually thinking of what I can do to introduce the neurographical to peoples in Malaysia. So yeah, this is what I want to do for until until this end of the year. Is something that I want to focus on. Of course, the reads the books is also one of the things. I bought a lot of
Yeah.
books. Then end up
Yeah.
because people say, "Wow, this school is very good. You need to read." Okay, bye. Then end up didn't
It's on the
finish.
shelf.
Yeah, on the shelf looking at me. When you want to read me?
Your to read list.
To
Last
read
time when
list,
you're younger,
yes.
do you have a habit of reading a lot of books?
Yes, I read a lot,
Mm.
and I can read very fast.
Mm.
But now because of the kids and also with the work, then the
Do-
time that I can read is lesser.
Do like Tangle, like every day 10 minutes. You know, don't have to be a lot kind of deal.
No. Yeah. I should do that.
Have
Set
you
a timer.
ever like read right the book in part right and then like set it aside, oh tomorrow I'll continue, and then like you forgot about it, then months later you're like, what's the front part of the book? I can't remember.
Then I'll read again.
So stupid, right?
Yeah lah. I put a bookmark there.
reread it
Did I
twice.
read that? I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
record anything.
Yeah, don't look at me.
Oh, so sad.
funny. So funny.
Then that your book, is value for money because
Oh yeah. Reread it twice and very good. Very entertaining. Entertain you twice,
but-
2 times.
But those people who is a book lover, they finish their book, but the conditions of their book still very new.
Yeah.
They are very
Very
they
good
treat
for
their
them.
books very well.
Very good for them.
But in our kind of weather, right, I think the books don't keep very well.
Mm.
I
I don't know.
I feel that the book
Mm.
yellow very fast. Like the pages turn yellow very fast. So
I think it depends on the printing as well. Because what I read is the most of the book is from Taiwan, so the paper they actually still quite good after many years. But English book it turn yellow quite fast. I don't know why.
I used to buy a lot of books. Then at a certain point in my life, right, I decided to stop buying books, because I find that the weather is so bad in Singapore that the book will grow more and turn yellow and grow more and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I think also I have always lived by the sea. I mean in Singapore is an island, right? So basically every time when we move, right, we are by the sea or near the sea. Yeah. So that could contribute to why my books never seem to last.
Because of humidity. And the salt also. Like, I think the salt is a bigger problem. I think nothing much to mention. I mean, anything new about tiles? So I'm going to do closing. Where's my paper? Today we did tiles using 2 strings. Two ovals as a string. There we go. We used the Tangle Walnutz by Ildica board CZT, Wuum by Astrid, Reichel-Schattmann, and LunarDex by the Renew CZT. So lots of fun tangles. They're all featured in the 7F5R challenge group over on Facebook. If you tangle along with us, do post your tile in the group. We'd love to see what you've created, and also share your tiles on Instagram with the hashtag 7F5R challenge. Yeah, you can tag us on Instagram. Debbie is at tangle.pursuit, Susan is at susanyo.czt, and I'm at halfpen_willdraw. And you'll be able to find a recording of today's session over on Seven Forests, Five Rivers Instagram page at Seven Forests, Five Rivers, and also on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/7f5r studio. We stream live on Instagram every alternate week. So we will be seeing you on the 29th of August for the last session for this month. It'll be a very special session because we are celebrating Malaysia's National Day. So if you like, you can bring along white, blue, red, or yellow tangling tools. So paper, pens, colored pencils, watercolors, inks, that sort of things. And we'll be tangling along with each other, and we'll have some fun new prompts for you guys as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.